So what will I learn in the Lu Jong Teacher Training Program? I'm Farrah, and you are watching Tibetan Healing Movement, where we explore ancient practices that make us happy and healthy today. So, as I mentioned in an earlier video, the Lu Jong certification program is basically in 3 steps. The education, which is 12 days, and then the certification, where you have direct teachings from Tulku Lobsang and also are tested on the information, and then the renewal. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the education. It's 12 days, and I sometimes offer it in different ways. It's actually up to the educator which format we offer it in. So whether you break it up into a couple sessions or you do it over weekends. For me personally, I feel quite strongly about the value of the retreat setting. So I think it's really important to kind of step out of your regular life and give yourself an opportunity to really delve into the practice and to really absorb the information. I think something really beautiful happens and it goes much deeper. Additionally, there's also a lovely connection that happens amongst the teachers. Friendships are made and people get to know each other much better. And for me, that's an important factor in the strength of our blossoming community. So I tend to go in the direction of offering at least a portion of it in a retreat setting. However, I can be flexible, and depending on people's geographic locations, I might do something more like weekends. But right now, people are traveling from a lot of different places, so it also makes sense to require less travel of people. So that's a bit about the format. Now the curriculum. There's very specific things that we will cover, and you'll receive a manual that also supports all of this information. But there's a lot of rich history and background information to Lu Jong, and we definitely delve into that. So expect to receive information about Tibetan medicine, particularly the system of the 3 humors. Also, Tibetan Buddhism, and how Buddhism is all about methods to come to know the clear nature of our mind and our wisdom nature. Then specifically we explore Tantrayana, which is one of the paths of Buddhism, where we very much use the body as a vehicle to transform. So we do talk a bit about Tantrayana. Additionally, we talk about the 5 elements theory. We have the 5 elements practice, the 5 elements movements in Lu Jong, and there's a whole theory about this. It's a beautiful perspective, or worldview is perhaps a better word to use here. So we definitely explore the worldview of the 5 elements. Then, of course, there's the practice itself. In this Lu Jong practice, there's 23 movements. So we learn each of these movements really well. What are the points to consider and be aware of? Also modifications for each of these movements so that you can adapt it to the needs of your student if there's a limitation. We also learn additional practices. We learn some breathing practices, some other exercises, warm-up routines, different things that you can choose to incorporate in your teachings that make a nice addition to the Lu Jong practice itself. And also a couple practices that you can use as a teacher so that you can start to develop even further beyond the Lu Jong practice itself. Additionally, we offer pedagogic training. So that means how to be an effective teacher. We talk about what it is that makes one a good teacher, and we talk about how to deal with difficult situations, and we practice teaching. And this is a great environment to do it in, that we can all learn so much from each other. So in the end of this program, you have a full understanding of the rich history, the background information, the various benefits so that you can talk about it from different directions. You feel confident with the movements and how to adapt them as needed. And you also know how to be a good teacher. It's very simple. So you just have to practice, and there's just a few simple principles that we apply that really help you share this practice in an effective way. So there's also a Lu Jong Level 2. This is another 15 movements in 3 different sets. This is not covered in this Lu Jong certification program. This certification is only for teaching Lu Jong Level 1, but it's already 5 different groups of movements, 23 altogether. And then after you've done that, if you would like to continue and offer Lu Jong Level 2, then we can discuss that. So you can see that there's a lot of information that you'll receive just in that 12-day education. And it's a great time for you to practice and explore the movements yourself. Because most of all, it's your experience with the practice and you experiencing directly what the benefits are and your growing love for it. That's really what's going to make you the best teacher you can be, speaking from your own experience. So if you have interest in learning more about this, then please come to my website, TibetanHealingMovement.com. You can get in touch with me, and if this is something that your heart feels drawn to, I would love to have you there to share Lu Jong. So thank you so much for watching. To your health and happiness.